This video is going to be actually just a quick impromptu review of a MMORPG that I found thanks to Nathan Napalm. He has a YouTube channel. Go check him out. He covers mainly information about Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, which is an MMO that's coming up, hopefully pretty soon. I actually donate money to Visionary Realms every month just to help get that sucker finished because I want to play it. But he turned me on to this game. This is called Reign of Darkness. So I bought it like 2 nights ago, and last night I actually had an hour after everybody went to bed to actually get on and enjoy it. I'm actually currently level 5. I guess the max level is 100. You actually, just to show everybody, there's actually kind of like 8 different classes, but it's structured in kind of a unique way. It reminds me of Rift's talent trees. So you have these 8 different possible trees you can go into. You have the Archer, the Wraith, the Barbarian, the Priest, the Paladin, the Sorcerer, the Shaman, and the Necromancer. Now the cool thing is you actually are allowed to start building into 3 of these trees. So you could make like a Necro Wraith, which is what I'm doing. Paladin. That kind of seems like a little bit of an odd combination, but you could do it. And so they kind of give you the freedom to kind of create your own class, which is interesting. It's very interesting. There's other games that utilize this. I think Arcage was one of them that kind of used the same idea of 3 different trees that you can kind of combine into your own class. The talent trees itself, or I should say the abilities that you gather, the game that comes to my mind is actually Rift. The Rift Souls, really, is what comes to my mind. But so let's kind of adventure out here and start fighting things. First thing I noticed is it's obviously a game in progress. This is an alpha. So it's got a long ways to go, but the combat is very enjoyable. So it actually is similar to that of WoW, or just the traditional MMO where you tab target, select your abilities. I don't really know what that was. Plague Blast, okay. And, you know, they interact interestingly. Like, I'm supposed to be throwing down, I think, Soul Burn first, because it increases damage like 1% across from all sources. And you know, you have different kind of sources of damage, like physical, divine, or unholy, stuff like that. So you know, it really reminded me of kind of an old school MMO style of feel. My gear obviously is well, it's not very good. We all get a sword and a bow to start with. I'm only level 5. I've got like 1 upgrade. But we all get a bow and a sword to start with. You melee, you attack from range. Like, watch. Let me see if I can get this. That thing just died randomly. Okay. Note to self, scorpions die randomly. Another thing I noticed is that if you fight something like even 1 level higher than you, it can kill you. But yeah, the talent trees and the feel of this game is very old school MMO RPG style. And this is being developed by one guy. Can you believe that? He's done all this work and built all these classes as one dude or one person. I don't know if it's a girl or a boy. We'll just say person just to be fair to whoever it was. What was that? Okay. But yeah, all this is being developed by one person, and you know, it's got, like I said, it's got a long ways to go. Okay, there's a. Thank you. The heck? It's got a long ways to go, but it's a pretty solid, like, you know, alpha version, all things considered, from what I've played. Now you can go up to level 100. They do have some dungeons that you can do at the end, which that's gonna be fun. There's also mounts you can get. There's a shop to help support the development. I haven't bought anything because I'm willing to fork out $20 to get into alpha. I'm not willing to fork out any more money until the product's finished. I'm not gonna bother buying mounts and all that. I may hate the final product. I may love it. I don't know. But I'm not gonna fork out any more money until it is a final release. So, but yeah, the combat's very slow. You burn through mana like crazy. You have potions kind of like in Diablo style game. Hit that right now. Hit that. So the gameplay's actually been very fun. Like the hour or two I put into this game, that's the main thing I could say is a benefit to this game is the gameplay. It's what I've been wanting for a while. I just wanted like a classic WoW EverQuest. I didn't play EverQuest when it was, you know, released, but EverQuest, old school MMO RPG. And mind you, they do have quests, and I'm actually doing a few of the quests right now. They do have quests that have exclamation marks, but there's some that either the game just hasn't been coded and finished doing it, but they don't show it, so you gotta go kind of explore to find more quests. You know, exploration is always a good thing in MMOs. Always a good thing. Another thing to keep in mind outside of the talent trees is that you actually have attribute points that you could spend. I haven't seen those in an MMO in a long time. But let's open up, you hit C to open up your attribute page, and you can see the typical strength, dexterity, vitality, intellect, conviction, elemental, runic, divinity, weapons, defense, physical, healing, and all that. They do have tooltips, even in alpha, which is a good thing, and they do the typical, what you would think, you know, strength increases, melee, intellect increases spell damage. But these are more unique that you would see in other MMOs occasionally. Elemental spell hit bonus, and it gives you a list of everything. I'm trying to run a necromancer build, as you saw earlier, and I think from what I gathered, divinity is one of the in this section. I'm supposed to be running divinity because I'm looking for unholy damage. So I should be putting points into divinity, intellect, and magic. So since I have 20 to spend, I'm going to go ahead and put at least 2 in there to make it a nice even 15. Go with 3 into divinity to make it 35. And I'm going to do, I don't know, 5 here. They actually give you every level, I think it's 5 to 10 attribute points to spend. And you can actually move them around. Whoops. You can move them around, see, at any time to change your build. You can also, I didn't go over this earlier, if you wanted to change your build, you can actually refund these without going to, some class trainer. You can refund these. So if you hit learn, the UI is a little funky, but if you hit learn, you can actually remove former points and redo your whole build and tailor it on the fly, which is very useful. Okay, sick and tired of having to go do a specific thing just to redo my build, right? I should know everything, theoretically, if you're into role-playing. My character should know all this. Why do I have to go talk to another trainer to relearn something? Like, no, you could shift around. At least, that's how I see it. I'm going to do an updated review once I get to that max level, do some dungeons. But so far, all I have for where the game is at, remember, keep in mind the game is in alpha, not a finished product, and one dude doing all the work. It's a pretty good base to build off of, let's put it that way. I'm hoping that they don't, the developer doesn't just focus on, once you get to endgame raids and all that. I'm personally over, endgame only being raids, like WoW. I'd like to see a more open world endgame where you have to actually work with hundreds of people to take down a world boss or something like that. I have no idea if they're going to institute some kind of scaling later on to keep the open world fresh. I hope they kind of do, because I like being able to go venture everywhere and enjoy the open world. But another thing I have to say real quick that I really enjoyed about this game while I was playing it was the ambient music. Just the music right now. It's gives that kind of gloomy, dark vibe that you're actually in danger and all that. It's good music, good choice of music. So, alright, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, well, let me know in the comments below, and maybe I could work on something. Or I could just ignore you and you can ignore me and we could go our separate ways for the rest of eternity. Does not matter to me either way. But I always appreciate constructive feedback. Go ahead and leave it in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.